You got it. It looks like it's doing red lights on. All right. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael, and I'm with Seaweeds, which is Christ's way of evangelism and encouraging disciples to service. Now, today is October the 25th, 2014, and I would like to share with you the experience that Jeremy and I had going downtown today. Now, Jeremy's a partner of mine who's been going down with me pretty much every week since about January of this year, and he's been a great blessing, so thanks a lot, Jeremy, for coming down with me. One of the things that Seaweeds does is hands out socks to the homeless, and we also do some street preaching. And so today we decided to go down to the bus stop, which is right at the intersection of 10th and Main Street in downtown Kansas City. So we got there, and I had a message that was going to come out of Revelation and also 2 Peter about the second coming of Christ, about his judgment, which a lot of people are afraid of, but I think if we have a proper understanding, it's actually something to be excited about as we look forward to Jesus' second coming. Anyway, so we got down to the bus stop. Ran into somebody that Jeremy knew from the section of downtown that he's at. We had a little bit of prayer with that guy, and then began preaching. And right away we noticed that there were several people around the bus stop. Two of them were clearly related to some religious organization because they had they both had the same shirt on that had some religious stuff on there and had some tassels on there. And as I began to preach, these two guys began to go out and basically, quite honestly, begin to kind of disrupt. They kind of began talking to the other people and trying to prevent them from hearing what I was sharing. And they were saying some things. Jeremy was listening to them. They were saying things about something about you have to be from Israel. God loves Israel. I should not be preaching because the Bible I have wasn't given to me, which, you know, we really weren't sure what that was all about, but regardless, we could tell that they were being used to try to distract the people. I had another guy who, while I was preaching, he came up to me and he's like, he said, "Let me ask you a question." He says, "Are you a white Christian or a black Christian?" Now, right away, of course, I wasn't real sure what he even meant by that, because if we are talking race in that question, I think it's pretty obvious. But my question to him was, does it matter? And he said, yes, it does. And I said, well, I don't think it does. And so I continued preaching my message. I figured, you know, it's probably not good to engage this guy in whatever discussion he wanted to try to start up, because it probably wasn't going to go a good direction. So continued on with the message there. These people did continue to try to go around and distract the people we saw as they moved around from person to person and just try to talk or say things or discredit the message that was being given that I was sharing with them today. So, you know, I think the thing is we need to keep in mind that God is in control of everything, and if there was anybody there that needed to hear something specifically, God was going to make sure that happened. There were some people that we saw that were paying attention pretty much the whole time. Jeremy, it looked like he was able to engage a guy in a pretty good conversation during that time also. And so from there then, we wrapped up that part, and then we kind of went, I went over to my area where I hand out socks. He went over to his area. I was kind of short on time because I needed to get back to pick up my family, and they were about 25 miles away, so I needed to get back pretty quickly. But anyways, I went out, handed out 30 socks along with some literature, some magazines to the people down there. Had some people, which was, to me, really encouraging. I had a number of people ask me, you know, so, hey, why haven't you been preaching lately? Because there at the park at Restart, I haven't preached for, I don't know, couple of weeks, and they were noticing that, and so they're asking me, you know, why aren't you preaching? When are you going to preach again? So next week, which I think is like the 1st of November, I told them, I said, I'll make a point to come with a message prepared. So definitely, as always, we need prayers, and one of the prayers I'd like to have for this coming week is that the weather is going to be good, that there will be people there that need to hear the message, whatever God prepares for next weekend when we're down there. So, as always, we solicit your guys' prayers, and that is the experience that we have. I haven't had the opportunity yet to talk with Jeremy and see how his area went downtown. But, you know, in bits and pieces and ways here and there, we always see God working. We see the people who are grateful for the socks, grateful for the literature, and grateful for the visit. So thank you guys very much for your interest in seaweeds. Thank you for your prayers and support, and God bless you.